While a school with a diverse student body is no longer unique in Fairfax County, the wide variety of programs and students housed at Forestdale Elementary School are slightly beyond the norm. However, diverse does not mean separate. Forestdale has taken a student population comprised of a myriad of talents and abilities and melded them into one cohesive family, a situation that benefits all students. Located near Springfield Mall, the school has served the Springfield community since 1964. Forestdale currently has approximately 325 students enrolled in various programs.
The variety of programs that we have here at Forestdale has really created a richness in its diversity. We try to think of ourselves as not a school with a number of different programs, but a school in which we house a number of programs, but we all work together and interact together. We have children who come from a variety of locations from around the world. They come to us speaking all different languages, and they come to us with varying levels of English proficiency. Some of them speak no English, some of them speak very little English. We have a non-categorical preschool handicap program of children who range in ages from 2 to 5 years old, and they come to us with a variety of handicapping conditions. Our FCPS program, which stands for Family Early Childhood Education Program, is another preschool program of children who range in age from 3 to 5-year-olds. The center, satellite center that we have from Key Intermediate School is for the moderately retarded students. One advantage of having a number of programs is that we've really made a conscientious effort, the staff has, to provide as many opportunities for the students to pull together as a school to identify themselves as the Forestdale Falcons and not just ESL students or general education students or preschool students. We have what are called inter-school interactions, in which different teams have to meet to plan different opportunities for students to interact so that to prevent us from becoming isolating in our different programs. We meet regularly to provide opportunities to plan inter-school interactions so that we make sure that all the children do have the opportunity to get to know one another and interact with one another.
Friends, friends, 1, 2, 3, all my friends are here with me.
One example of this interaction takes place between children in the FCPS program and the preschool program. FCPS is Fairfax County's family and early childhood education program and is designed for children ages 3 to 5 who meet certain economic guidelines. Its purpose is to provide experiences that help children develop socially, emotionally, intellectually, and physically. The preschool program is for children 2 to 5 years old who have been found by the county to have special needs. Normally, these programs are separate from each other, but at Forestdale, these two groups often meet to share activities.
We do large group activities, center activities, songs, manipulatives, hands-on task activities for the children to learn from each other. We are fortunate here to have such a diversity of cultures and languages, and the children can benefit from that, and they see the differences and they accept them very well.
Okay, well today we have something special. I know tomorrow Crystal's class is going to the farm. Mrs. McGinnis's class is already going to the farm. What did you see at the farm, and what are you going to see at the farm? What are you going to see?
A turkey.
A turkey? What else might you see? Oh, a pig. What did you see?
We're going to do a farm activity today. The FCPS program went to the farm last week, and we are going tomorrow. So the children are going to becoming familiar this week with farm animals. We'll be doing a large group activity with barn and farm animals, and we'll do some dramatization and a song. And then we'll break up into small group activities where they'll be building in the block center. They will be shucking corn in the kitchen center. They'll be stamping animals, and they'll be doing various things for hands-on and more reinforcement of what we were doing in the large group to begin with.
This interaction is beneficial on several levels. The children not only learn to operate in a large group setting, but they learn at an early age to accept differences in people and in themselves. This improves their self-esteem and prepares them to enter the larger world of elementary school.
And in the block area, we will have the barn and some big animals and the blocks. And what do you think we could build?
For the preschool children, it is a wonderful opportunity for them to learn to deal with the realities of a large group. When they go on into elementary school, they will be in larger classrooms, or if they go into special classrooms, there may be more children too. They also are learning to interact with different children. The VSEP children are different cultures, different languages. My children have different learning styles, different difficulties. Some are physically handicapped. So it's very good for them to be learning about all of these things at an early age. And hopefully they'll be able to carry that on into their school experiences when they meet differences as they go.
This kind of interaction is particularly beneficial to these children. At this age, they are more accepting of differences, which lays a good foundation for future experiences.
At the preschool level, children accept each other without question. I have yet to see a preschool child that is not accepting of someone who has a physical handicap or any kind of difference for that matter. So it's a wonderful time to teach them about the differences and help them learn that it's not that big a problem to get along.
I think all children are individuals, and all the learning experiences they can get from diverse interactive activities is beneficial to them in every way. Maybe not today or tomorrow, but in the future they will remember things that they have seen growing up in a classroom atmosphere like this, and it will really benefit them to go on to have good self-esteem and be able to accept themselves and do well as individuals in any school system.
Your person, Pocahontas.
Preparing their students for the future is an important task to the staff at Forestdale. The staff provides students with skills they will need in the workplace of the 21st century. In the 4th grade, students are using up-to-date computer technology to communicate with students at other Fairfax County schools in a program called Telecommunication.
The Telecommunication program originated at Drainsville with Cindy Etchison and Susan McCollum. It's a way for students to communicate with students in other schools through our computers using the Fairfax County Bulletin Board. We use the Apple computers and a modem, and the students can communicate with the other students in other schools and discuss any topics that they choose or that the teacher chooses. In this particular instance, we've chosen a social studies project with Newington Forest Elementary, and 2 4th grade classes are going to communicate back and forth about historical figures in Virginia. The computer is set up here with the modem attached. And the modem is a mechanical device that allows computer-generated signals to go over the phone lines. And so by typing into this computer, what they type goes over the phone lines to whatever computer we have dialed up or whatever phone number that we have called. In this case, we've called the central computer for the Fairfax County Bulletin Board. Now, that computer is talking to us, okay? First thing it wants to know is, who are you? So I already have a name on this computer. This computer already knows me, so I type mine in. And then it wants my password, and that's my secret code so that nobody else can use my name. Now, this is a bulletin board, and it gives us all different things that we can do. We can get information, or we can get special interest, or we can get mail. Okay? What we're going to do right now is we're going to look at the special things, and that's where we do our teleconferencing, which is when we talk to another school. So we're going to push the S. Tim, would you push the S, please? Okay. Now, what we want to do is teleconference. We can read things or we can write things ourselves, but what we're doing this time is we're going to teleconference. We're going to discuss with others. So we're going to have a T. Very good. Okay. Now it says, you are the only one on the channel right now. We are in Area 1. And we are going to, it says type question mark for help, otherwise you're on the air. So we can type, and whoever is listening to us on this channel can type back to us. And when we talk to Newington Forest, then they will also be on this channel, do the exact same thing that we've done, call up the main computer, and then that's how we talk back and forth to them. Do you understand? Any questions?
Telecommunication is more than just an exercise in computer science. The students integrate this technology into other areas of the curriculum.
This morning, the students will work one at a time or in groups on this one computer that is connected to the Fairfax County Bulletin Board. In this way, they will communicate with students at Newington Forest, also fourth grade students. Last week, they prepared information about people in Virginia history, for example, George Washington or George Mason, as a kind of set up a little bit of a guessing game. They prepared a letter giving clues about the person that they were describing, and we've sent it last week to the students at Newington Forest. Now, this morning, they will telecommunicate back and forth, and the information they got, they will guess who their person is, and they will be able to do this through the teleconferencing facility that we have, so that they can communicate directly with each other.
I think I have your letter. Okay. I would like to guess your person.
While the computer is a fun way for students to improve their skills in all areas of the curriculum, the staff makes sure that the computer remains only a tool with which to study, not the object of study itself.
The computer is never an end in itself. It's a tool that they use for all of their studies. And so they can use it. They use it in language arts because they are writing. They're using it in social studies because that's the subject that we're using. They're working together, so it's a cooperative effort. They're learning to work with each other. They're learning, they use math because they have to figure out, they look at how many lines they're going to use and how much space they're going to take up. There's no end to the different things that they use, but always we use the computer as a tool in what they are doing. It's not an end in itself.
For these students, the technology needed to transmit this information has become invisible. The computer is simply another way to communicate, like the telephone or written word.
They hardly know that they're learning because they're not thinking of it as that. This is the generation, of course, that knows TV games and video games and all of that, and so they don't stop to think, what do I do? And of course, they're not afraid of it. They're not worried that if they push a button, smoke will come out of the machine and everything will explode. That's okay. You know, whatever happens is fine. So they're having fun, and I think that's so very important because then they'll just keep going with it.
Today's students are comfortable with all kinds of technology. The hands-on aspect of working with equipment is appealing to students, and the success they experience is an added benefit. In another program at Forestdale, students' interest in television is expanded upon with the production of the school's own news program.
We were looking for, this is a visual world, a new way to use media, a new way to use technology in the building, a way to integrate the language arts curriculum, and a way to let children have a new outlet for their sort of creative energies.
Good morning, teachers and students. This is Christina Polisi
And Tim Miller.
with another edition of Focus on Forestdale.
Today is Friday,
So
March
we
20th.
designed the idea of a news show. We decided to have a bi-weekly news show rather than go live every day because it would allow us to use the maximum number of 5th and 6th graders that were interested. It would allow them to experiment so that they could use the computer, they could use the camera, they could be the anchors for a show, they could help write the script, and they would have the opportunity to experience all aspects of putting together a news show.
I hold the fade in. When it's pitch strike, you or I should say 1, 2, 3. Then I press the red button, and then I let go fade. And
We start out with a crew,
press
and the first week we do the training. Then the second week they actually formulate the show. They decide what clips we're going to do, what our theme is going to be, and they do the filming, they do help us with the editing, they do the computer graphics, and then they put the whole thing together and we show that as Focus on Forestdale.
We need you to scoot in.
Better? He's like, what?
Okay, now you can zoom out a little bit.
We had a new news crew coming in, so they were training and practicing filming. They were learning how to work the camera, how to be an anchor, how to read the cue cards and manipulate those, and also how to do the video graphics on the computer.
All right, now come down, do insert again. You're going to have to do insert each time. Go up and Chrissy.
We had a group that was working on the computer, and they were putting their names in for the credits as they would roll on the screen for the actual news show. And they choose what graphics they're going to use, how they're going to transfer from one screen to the next, what transition they make. So they're really hands-on with the whole activity. And we had a couple of members that were on the crew before, so it was a refresher course for them.
But watch, Kyle, when it goes, this show is produced by, to watch. Now, do you see how quick the screen changed? That's your Venetian blind.
We need to slow that down.
Do you want to slow that down a little bit? What we wanted them to get out of the program was the idea of using media. That, as I say, it is a visual world, and it's not only books anymore, it's television, it's movies, it's CD-ROMs, and they could see how these things are put together, what goes on behind the scenes, the equipment, the thought, the organization that goes behind. It makes them more critical users of media, I think.
We want the children to have the experience of working with the equipment, with the computer, and also in organizing a program from beginning to start. They work together, they learn to cooperate, they learn to take turns, they learn to feel a sense of identity and a sense of self-esteem that they can do something special. And we just think that they're getting a good experience.
Good morning, teachers and students. This is Lindsay Chin with another edition of Focus on Forestdale.
Focus on Forestdale is a fun activity for students, and having fun is the focus of a program designed to involve the whole school in keeping fit, the Forestdale Fun Run.
Basically what the Fun Run is just a culminating event for our running program we've had school-wide throughout the whole year. At the beginning of the year I decided that I wanted to, one of my main goals was going to be to improve the cardiovascular fitness level of all our kids. And one way I went about doing that is installing the running program. Basically the kids, through their warm-ups and PE classes and also on their breaks and recess, ran the field, and we kept track of how many miles they've gone, and we have them posted in the gym on big poster boards, and incentives where they got certificates for every 5 miles, and also trophies at the end of the year and certificates basically throughout the year. And kids have been real enthusiastic about it. So basically the Fun Run was just one way we wanted to go about kind of ending everything up and bringing it to a halt. One of our main goals for the 5th and 6th graders this year was to have 70% of them make the national fitness score. And actually we had about 84% make it. So we saw a big improvement in their running. And also just in the kids' attitudes towards running. Some of our kids, just the self-confidence they gained through being able to do something that they could be successful and get rewarded for.
During the school year, the students ran laps around a field to earn their miles. For the Fun Run, however, the older students ran a course that traveled around the school.
Basically what they did was run a mile course around, and the upper kids cheer for the primary kids first, and then vice versa, the primary kids cheer for the upper kids. The parents loved it. They had a good time with it. Some of them participated. We had teachers participating out in it. And the kids just had a good time, like I said, having a fun run. And they enjoyed having the kids sit there and cheer for them. They enjoyed going on a little bit different course than what they're used to. And they had a good time with it.
Right. Good job, Annie. All right, Brittany. Good job, man. Good job.
After the run, each teacher received a certificate on behalf of their class recognizing the students' participation in the Fun Run.
Throughout the year, as far as the running program has gone, it has been one of enthusiasm and excitement. The kids, when I first introduced the program, they were like, oh, we got to run again. But as the program got involved and the incentives started to come out, the kids just got real excited and enthusiastic about running. Every Friday afternoon after school, their names, that when they reached their new 5 miles, you know, their names got announced in the PA system, which they just thought was the greatest because they got to hear their names over the PA system. When they received their certificates in PE class, they thought that was great. So just as the incentives started to come along, their enthusiasm and excitement just grew, and they had more and more kids running more and more laps. So the atmosphere all year long has been enthusiastic. And not only by the students, but also by the teachers and administration. It's just been it's been great the whole year. Everybody has supported it.
You guys have just done a terrific job all year round, and I think you proved it today. You proved it today that you have just done, that all your hard work paid off. I barely saw anybody walking out there. You guys just tried your best, and I'm so darn proud of you guys, and you did a great job. Big round of applause.
Another year-end activity at Forestdale is the annual spring concert. Since it involves the entire school, the concert gives everyone the opportunity to work together and feel a part of the group. During this rehearsal, the students work to put finishing touches on their performance.
This afternoon on the spring concert, we have a wide variety of American music. We're going to have some folk songs, some show tunes, some choreographed numbers, a spiritual, and a few traditional children's tunes. We do lots of multicultural music in our traditional holiday concert and in our multicultural concert. So today, we've really looked at American music as our specialty. And I think that's important because with our culturally diverse population, we want them to love American music as much as we want to learn to love and respect their music from their cultures.
Everybody at Forestdale takes part in the music program. The concert featured songs that allowed all students to participate, even those who have limited capacities for singing.
What we've done for the handicapped children is we've incorporated some of the signs for the different words in with the choreography of the songs. So I've combined our handicapped children with the kindergarten and the first grades. And I have a wonderful friend and colleague here at Forestdale, Brenda Renadette, who's an accomplished choreographer. And together we've worked out movements so that even the nonverbal children who don't sing can participate in the songs, and it incorporates sign language along with the choreography.
Nibble, 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 goes the mouse in my heart. Nibble, 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 goes the mouse in my heart. Nibble, 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 goes the mouse in my heart. And the mouse in my heart is you.
To me, when you incorporate the handicapped children in with the total school population, it gives them such a sense of self-esteem. They get a time to be on those risers with every other member of the school on an equal basis. They participate fully, and they have a sense that they're an active part of the school. It also has a tremendous benefit to me for the regular general ed students, and one reason I love having the handicapped children here. They really learn to love these children and to have a sense of being a good neighbor to them, to be a helper. They're not afraid of them. They're not intimidated by their handicaps.
Students in the upper grades were featured in a song that used unusual props.
One of the pieces that we're doing this evening and at the dress rehearsal is Gloves by Hank Beebe. He's famous because he's done a whole series of pieces, one on jeans, one on shades, one on gloves, one on hats. And it's a piece that really calls a sense of enthusiasm and pizzazz from the children, and it's a way to get all the 5th and 6th graders involved. Sometimes at that grade level, they begin to have a little hesitancy about really totally committing themselves to the music. And I find that if you do one really fun piece with lots of choreography, that they have no choice. They have to put their all into it, and they end up really loving it.
All over their fields and rinks and links and
Everybody takes music here. We take even the ESL children that come in that can't speak a word of English. In fact, tonight in the program, there's one little boy that's only been here 2 weeks, and he doesn't speak any English yet, but he's able to participate because he kind of hums along and then he does the movements, the choreography movements along with the song. And I think it's so important that the music program brings a sense of unity to the school. And that's one reason I do a kind of a music program that's kindergarten through 6th grade, because I think it's important for the children to sing together.
Good breath. Smile. It'll be great. Just watch me.
Music is a way for every student to express themselves. It is also a way to bring the different segments of Forestdale's student body together. When everyone participates in an activity and works together to accomplish a performance that none of them could accomplish on their own, it adds to the sense of unity for the group and to the sense of self-worth for the individual.
It builds a sense of self-esteem. It gives them a respect for each other, a respect for the different cultures that are found on our globe, and I think it really nurtures their individuality in a very special way that brings out the joy and the sense of spirituality that each one of the children has in their own unique way.
Sing me a song of the land I love, of the strength that made her great.
Forestdale Elementary is a small yet extremely diverse school. While the students encompass a range of abilities and interests, the small size allows for a close family atmosphere. And just like in a family, each member is an individual with different needs and abilities, but with equal value to the group. Students are accepted for what they are, and everyone is expected to achieve their best. By providing students with a wide variety of programs in which to succeed and grow, the staff at Forestdale Elementary School is guiding students through their elementary years and establishing the foundation for a successful future.
We've made a real conscientious effort at Forestdale to create a sense of identity for the students. We want all the students to think of themselves as the Forestdale Falcons, and all the Falcons of Forestdale soar high, and they realize that the sky is the limit. We set very high expectations for our students. We want them to do their very best, and therefore we're very proud of our Forestdale Falcons.
Friends, friends, 1, 2, 3. All my friends are here with me. You're my friend, you're my friend, you're my friend, you're my friend. Friends, friends, 1, 2, 3.